What's up, YouTube? It's your boy RushMoreRick. We're back with another reaction video. We are reacting to The Obsession with Black Men. Let's tap in.
6'7", 313, extremely long arms, underclassman, still 20 years old. He flashes. Look at the lower body, just huge. He's got dancing feet with that lower body. It's unbelievable. Look at the body. Look at that bubble butt.
Look at that.
Oh
what?
my God.
Is that not?
Do that nigga still got a job? Like at the combine on live TV? The nigga was describing him like this was a slave auction or
like
some
crazy
shit.
statement?
Thighs. I mean, that's their power generators right there.
And this next clip is even crazier, but the audio is a little muffled, so you really got to pay attention.
5'9.5", 210. 5'9", 210. 441. Okay. 9 3-inch hair. 8.5 inch.
That person you just heard talking is Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys.
8.5 inch what? Jerry Jones?
I understand knowing the stats of your players, their height, their 40 time, their wingspan, but why do you know their meat size?
They measuring dick size in the NFL?
What type of freaky operation is the NFL running?
One of the things LeBron has, and I've never seen anything like it, is intuition. If he was a sea captain and he was in control of the Titanic, it would have never hit the iceberg. I've never seen a guy that can see problems before they happen.
That's one thing that we got to talk about as a society, right? I understand. I was fortunate enough to grow up in an era where I witnessed on a daily basis LeBron being the greatest basketball player of all time. But when I say that this nigga has an entire generation of young men extremely just fanned out and dicked out, it is crazy, bro. It's okay to appreciate a nigga greatness, but oh my gosh. No, we are not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not ordering LeBron coffees and sucking the meat. We're not doing this. Do niggas got dads? This better not be a man.
Bro.
Oh, that's a man. Oh my God. Oh. Do niggas not have fathers? Nigga, I don't have no father and I ain't doing shit like that. Like, what the fuck?
Is that not great? Not playing. It's LeBron, so I understand. I mean, LeBron glazed. We all glaze LeBron for real. It's very justifiable. He probably wouldn't have crashed the Titanic. But no, seriously though, all jokes aside, today we're going to be talking about the fetishization of black men. And honestly, this still sounds crazy to me, even though I'm the one saying it. But recently there's been this trend on social media where these guys are basically fantasizing about a big black man attacking them and them having to defend themselves and stand up against this big black man that's going after them. I know this sounds crazy, but just watch.
Explain.
Back.
When the 6'6" dreadhead starts squaring up because I was running my mouth a little too much.
Well, I won't back down.
And bro doesn't know how to shut up, so now my 5'10" ass gotta dance with the 6'5", 250 and lean dreadhead. When the 6'5" dreadhead starts squaring up because I was running my mouth a little too much. And I'm sure you've all noticed they're using the same song with the lyrics, and I won't back down. So they're basically just trying to say that they're not scared, they're not intimidated by a black man. Which, I mean, for you to even be thinking about this type of scenario unprovoked says a lot about how you feel about
I promise you, TikTok, like, nigga, I don't, like, the originators who be coming up with these trends, bro, in my eyes, you get an A+ for creativity, because how do you even think about shit? That means you was up 3 in the morning thinking about a 6'5" dreadhead black man and how you would have to one day fight that nigga. Like, you were thinking about that before you even made that, before you set that camera up on that tripod, hit record. You were thinking about a 6'5" black man with dreadheads and tats. That's what you were doing. That's just crazy to me. You get an A+ for creativity.
black men. When the 6'5", 250-pound dreadhead lays my boy out in the 9 jams. POV, you're a 6'5" nonchalant dreadhead.
I want to work with the nonchalant dreadhead. No, I'm going to work with the nonchalant.
Baca.
When the 6'4" dreadhead squares up because I said the no word too many times. When the 6'4" dreadhead starts squaring up because I said my favorite word too many times. What plays in my head while the 6'7" they keep getting taller. What plays in my head while the 6'7" dreadhead squares up because I said my favorite word too many times? It's an A, not an E, buddy. Okay. When the 6'6" dreadhead squares up because I said my favorite word a few too many times.
All these niggas is just fantasizing about saying the word nigga. Like, I feel like I don't know what it is, but I just feel like, I promise you, like, all white people, like, the word is not that good. It's just a word, you know what I'm saying? Now, you may not have the privilege of saying said word because your ancestors, you know what I'm saying, are the reason that the word kind of exists. But, you know what I'm saying, I promise you, what us black people decide to call each other, it's not that great of a word. It's just a term of endearment. It's a term for the culture that we change for the better, just to make the word bearable for amongst ourselves, to change a little bit of history that we can't, you know?
When the 6'4" dreadhead squares up after I said a no word too many times.
Like, these niggas want to say it so bad.
When the 6'4" dreadhead starts gripping his waistband after I use my favorite word too many times. So we got some people just being racist because why are you using the N-word to begin with?
And niggas talk about this their favorite word.
And then we got some people being racist and they want to get into an altercation with black men and possibly be able to use their 9. And then our final destination is them turning into the 6'5" nonchalant dreadhead.
I want to work with the nonchalant dreadhead. No, I'm gonna work with the nonchalant dreadhead. I want to work with the nonchalant dreadhead. No, I'm gonna work with the nonchalant dreadhead.
And I want y'all to keep in mind that they're making these TikToks unprovoked. They
That
were
shit's
probably
so
just
cringe,
vibing on
bro.
a random day and just thought, let me make this TikTok about what would happen if I got attacked by a big black man. And now what I'm wondering is, how often do they think about big black men? And what other thoughts do they have about big black men? Do big black men haunt them in their nightmares? When they're walking with their girl, do they think, oh, what would happen if a big black... No, I'm playing. Let me stop.
Bro, this trend under the audio is so fucking cringy because it's literally just people doing shit like...
No, baby, it ain't just that. It is what you said. It is so weird that they glorify harming black men. But you wanna know what it really, really is beyond that? They're attracted to tall black guys. And they're so attracted to them that they have to misplace it. Because they can't admit to themselves.
There's always some woman on the internet just throwing gay accusations. I don't think niggas is making these white boys is making these videos because they have crushes on tall black men. No. I just think there's a population of people on this earth who do think about black people. Like, they really think about it. If you're on the internet, you really have no choice but to think about black people because you see us often. You know what I'm saying? We're the culture pushers. We're the, you know what I'm saying? You see crazy shit on the internet 9 times out of 10, it's us. Other than school shooters. You see some crazy shit on the internet, we're doing it. Some lit shit on the internet, we're doing it. The sports, we're in it. We run them. You know what I'm saying? Everything that the younger culture of white people are watching and viewing, it's majority black. So they don't have a choice but to see this. And then, you know what I'm saying, they get to that 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning and do shit like this where they thinking about 6'5" dreadhead tatted black men. I don't think niggas is gay. Don't get me wrong, niggas are gay. But I don't think that's what this is. I just think niggas it's like a jealousy and an envy and like one of those type things.
That tall black guys are their type, so they have to change the attraction into anger.
Now, I don't know if that's the whole truth, but I definitely feel like there might be some truth to that. Because I honestly can't wrap my mind around why this trend would come about unprovoked. Like,
that's
what caused you to
I'm not gonna
sit
lie.
there and just think to come up with this trend and be thinking about black men that much? Brief intermission. I'm trying to get to 100K subs, so I'd appreciate it if you like, comment, subscribe on this channel and on my
do what he said.
reaction.
Oh, no. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to Rushmore Rick. We're dropping bangers all summer long, all winter long, all year long, all life long. Let's tap in. Let's go.
Having a fetish isn't the same as being attracted to someone. Attraction is normal. Someone might be beautiful, or they might have a trait that you admire and you're attracted to it. But see, it becomes a fetish when you reduce someone to a stereotype. They're turning black men into a fantasy or an object rather than a whole, complex, complete human being. And I know some of you might be asking, what's the big issue here? You see, when you remove the humanity from someone, it becomes easier to do things like putting the mandingo stereotype that used to be on black men. Black men were portrayed.
It ain't used to be, nigga. It's still there. And I think what he about to, I hope he hit on the money with this, because with the whole fetishism of black men, hopefully I said that right. I don't want to be like a dumbass on the internet. Who gives a fuck though? But the whole thing with fetishizing black men is that, like, a lot of people don't even see us as black men. They don't see us as just as men or as human. They see us as an athlete. They see us as the rapper. They see us as the hood guy, anything that perpetuates even the slightest bit of black culture. That's what they see us as. They can't separate the fact that some of us are just, not some of us, all of us, we're just human, bro. We're just like you. We just got darker skin color. You know what I'm saying? We're just like you. We're just a tiny bit cooler than you. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But at the same time, niggas, you got to understand, niggas are human, bro. We're not just basketball players. We're not just NFL players. We're not just rappers. We're not just trappers. We're not just murderers. You know what I'm saying? We're not just gang members. We're people. Just like you.
There's these wild, lustful animals who just want everything. And I know this might come off as a stretch to a bunch of people, but even things like the original King Kong movie might have possibly played into that stereotype, especially considering the era that it came out in.
A group of white men, accompanied by the quintessential white woman, traveled to an uncharted island inhabited by native savages who worship a giant black beast named Kong. The men capture the beast and bring him to America in chains.
We'll give him more than chains. He's always been king of his world, but we'll teach him fear.
Sound familiar? Not long after, the beast escapes his captors and steals the woman. She is saved by heroic white men who kill the black beast and reunite her with her intended mate. Whether Cooper intended to or not, Kong can be interpreted as an allegory for the American slave trade and interracial relationships.
And in modern times, the mandingo stereotype has turned into the Tyrone stereotype. You know, this black alpha male who's just going around sleeping with people's wives and is super promiscuous. And one of the things that really played into these stereotypes and made them worse were adult films. They were literally playing out certain people's fantasies of a big black man, you know, taking advantage of a woman or being promiscuous, sleeping with someone's wife. Just some really sick stuff.
This may be surprised, but if you ask me, white men probably fetishize black men's bodies the most. Although not always sexually from a space of gratification, but through this vicarious consumption of black men's bodies. We see it mostly to me in sports, but also in porn, in the arts, etc. We see it in how white men sexualize and castrated black men during lynches. And the most heinous acts of white terrorism from the past, from Rosewood to Tulsa to St. Louis, were often in the name of protecting the virtue of white women from black men. Basically, since slavery, black men's sexuality has been imprisoned by this intersection of racist and misandrous violence. And over time, as with many cultural taboos, in a conservative society, it has turned into genuine fetish and kink. Myths about the size of black men's penis, black men as excellent lovers, the celebration of idealized black men's physiques, a bevy of sex toys meant to resemble the mythologized, disembodied phallus of black men, along with more than a few jokes, tropes, and myths about black men's sexuality. Things that aren't only fetishized by white men and women, but men and women of all races, black women included, and black men as well. Black men today still participate in and or reject this image and what that means for us in terms of sex. To start, and this is something that will be repeated, of all the things stripped from us as men, this mythology is one thing that, while distorted, we still have some level of agency over, and in many ways it's a key component to some of us finding avenues for success and personal capital through our art.
And I know some people might be wondering, what's the issue here, bruh? It sounds like you're suffering from success. Well, the issue arises when everyone starts trying to fit you into a box. People start thinking that every single black man is supposed to be super tall, super muscular, and have a super huge you know what. And yes, those stereotypes aren't as harmful, but there's the other stereotypes of black men being super aggressive, violent, that also end up being paired with those stereotypes. And so when people believe one, they usually believe the other as well. And this doesn't just apply to black men, it also applies to black women. For example, for a very long time, a lot of people thought that the black woman is somehow much tougher than every other woman. They just assume
they are
that black women were less fragile, they're able to endure more, and that stereotype ended up growing to the point where it started to affect.
Now, is it right that they had to be that way? No, but at the same time, I feel like that comes from a problem within black culture itself, not within a problem in how white people see us or how white people judge us. That has nothing to do with white people. That's a black issue.
Than black women in health. Because certain doctors thought that black women were tougher, they would do things like give them less pain medication or not give black women the same care they gave to non-black women.
Black women are more likely to die or have complications during pregnancy or childbirth. So let's talk about it. So much of
now look, see, now I look like an asshole where I had to retract my statement. And what he was saying in terms of how black women are tougher than most women, that is true, but at the same time, it's not right in these social instances where institutions are purposely not coming to the aid of black women, especially in hospitals and with giving birth. And just because they're portrayed as physically tougher, they're not given the same, you know what I'm saying, medical attention or medical care. That's never right, and that's never okay. So that's something that also needs to change as well.
why this is because of societal and structural racism. What does that mean? It means all the toxic stress and the racist things that black women face every single day in their lives. When a person is faced with chronic stress, their body responds by releasing stress hormones. We know this. This is a medical fact. This is not open to interpretation. So imagine being a black woman constantly exposed to racism every single day. So where does that leave us? Black mothers are more likely to develop preeclampsia, diabetes, need to deliver by C-section, have babies that are born small, and much higher rates of preterm or premature birth.
Trigger warning. The risk of a black woman dying in childbirth or shortly after is 3 times that of a white woman. Maternal mortality increased by 14% in 2020, and black women were disproportionately represented in those numbers. In 2019, 754 women died in childbirth. In 2022, it was 861. And though black women only make up 13% of the population, about a third of those women were black women.
I hope you learned something from this video. And here's a little cheat sheet if you're ever wondering, am I appreciating or fetishizing? Would I still be interested in this person if they weren't black, Asian, Latin, or whichever POC you're interested in? Do I know anything about them besides what turns me on? Have I ever reduced their identity to a joke, emoji, or stereotype? If the answer to any of these questions is yes, then you might need to take a little time to reevaluate. If you made it this far, I appreciate you so much.
Yeah, that is crazy. And one thing I can say, I do appreciate when, you know what I'm saying, people of other ethnicities, races, and genders, they all speak up and, you know what I'm saying, say what needs to be said, say what needs to be heard. Because some people, they're not willing to listen if it's coming from us. You know what I'm saying? Just like on the other side, so some black people is not willing to listen. Yeah, exactly. You get it. It's been your boy Rushmore Rick. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Binge the rest of the videos on the channel. We're dropping bangers all summer. I'm telling you, I am working hard. So I hope y'all enjoy the videos. Let's tap in. We out of here. Peace.